Okay, this is exactly what I'm working on over the pond today. I want to put a little bridge over there. This is called Da Vinci Bridge. Can you read that? Anyway, I went online and I bought the first Da Vinci Bridge I saw. It came in a language I can't read. Okay, but this doesn't use any fasteners. It's all overlapping. And it's not just a Da Vinci Bridge. The reason why it's in Chinese or Mandarin or something that I don't know, right? An East Asian language. Because this is a traditional bridge building technique overseas in the Far East. So I'm not reinventing the wheel here. I'm not way off on a limb. When I showed and did this design before, some people down in the comments said, oh, you don't know what you're doing. Well, I'm doing what's been done for 5,000 years, and some of the bridges like this are still in existence. So, but this will also be a component of my roof. So I'm going to adapt this for the roof. So I've got a little shake, and that's why I started with it constructed. But I've done this often enough to know that you start with one end, and you work your way forward, and you just do the same construction over and over. But it's easy while you're putting it all up to go, where does that go? How does that go? Or, if you're not paying attention, to do something a little bit backwards. So I'm going to back it all the way away, and we'll see what I'm going to do. Now, how am I going to do this up in the air? I don't know. So I'm just going to take it all the way down. There we go. So we have the timbers, the longer timbers, which are the arch, and they have the notches to receive the transit. I don't know what those are called, actually. And I'm going to call them those that transect, right? So you start with the logs the way that you want it. And then you have the cross pieces, the cross members. They're a little shorter. See, a little shorter. Now for me, some of them are going to be a little longer because at the top of this thing, I'm going to build a small outside pergola with a roof structure that mirrors the roof structure reciprocal that I'm going to build. Again, the whole purpose of this, I'll overtop it with coyote fence, and then I'll overtop the coyote fence with a lava stone, and then I'll overtop that with concrete. The purpose of the coyote fence is to hold the lava stone. The purpose of the lava stone is to hold the concrete. The concrete, if I put it up on a roof, will be mixed with perlite, so it's lightweight concrete. All right, so that's what I'm working on. So anyway, I have my cross members, and you drop those into the middle section, and then you pick up the end, and this is what you'll be repeating. You'll always be working on the end by picking it up. Now, this presents challenges overhead, and I haven't figured out how I'm going to manage that. That's one of the other reasons why I'm doing this on the ground as a bridge, right? So not only will I be getting the demonstration of how to do it and the practicality of all that, and an analog for the roof so I can inspect the roof for cracking by looking at this, but I'm also learning how am I going to lift this all in the air and manage it. So now that I have the two, as I said earlier, you're always picking up the end. So you'll pick up the end and you'll drop in, and again you'll see why I started off camera, because my shake is so bad. This is very difficult for me. All right, so there you go. You can see that I have a small arch, and I could do a small stream that way. So depending on how long I needed to arch would be how long I'd make my cross members and my mainstays as I go. So, and I don't know if I have shorter cross pieces and shorter members, if it makes the bridge more gradual. I don't know that, but so I'm going to spec that in as I go and learn it. All right, so there I have the first piece in, and now it's just a repeat of the same over and over and over. You pick up the end and you put the piece in there on the notches. And I suspect that I'm going to be using cheap old Harbor Freight straps around these to hold them in place as I go up. And now I'll pick up that end and I'll put my long pieces underneath it. Again, it's the same technique over and over and over. It just may not look like it while you're doing it. But once you get the rhythm and you realize you're always picking up from an end and you're always building from that end, this process is self-evident. Now, when you get to the middle piece, you can't keep going down, right? You can't keep taking the middle section for your long pieces. You need to step back out to the outside for the next piece. So, but it's the same construction over and over and over. It's just one set, like a goalpost, the next goalpost, the next goalpost. But you're always picking up from an end. So I'll pick that up. Okay, so you see that? I picked that up. But now I'll walk to the outside piece because I want to, when on my bridge over the stock pond, I'll want to make a little pergola up at the top, a sitting area, and that's to test my other type of roof. So there's a purpose with that too. So anyway, now we pick up the bridge and we tuck these pieces under. We pick up the bridge and we tuck these pieces under. All right, so there we go. So then I'm repeating the same process again. I'm putting the cross piece on the bottom. And then I'll take the last two long stays. And now that I went to the outside, I'll go to the inside this time. And I'll just do it from the inside. I'll pick it up. And then I'll go to the inside. Now I am, oh, wah, wah. All right, well, I'm glad that I did that off camera. It's extremely difficult with my shape for me to do this, so do not feel like this is an impossible thing. Obviously, when people are building short bridges, they're putting in bracing and they're doing some things that they pull out. I'll do the same. What I haven't mastered in my mind is when I'm 20 feet up in the air and I'm using this as a roofing material, how will I do that safely while I'm up in the air and I can't put a little bracing material 4 foot down to the ground. All right, womp womp. But now let's gather up the supplies and let's go ahead and build this for real out in the pond, the stock pond that I have. All right, apologies for the wind. It has been blowing and raining here off and on. But anyway, so here is my shipping containers and they're exactly 20 feet apart. And I picked 20 feet because that is what aircraft hangers are that you can buy from the military to put a roof up. And so you put an aircraft hanger and you'll see many of those online. If you take a look, that's the zippy quick way to get a roof on one of these. You don't have to do what I'm doing, which is log in my own timber, putting it up, reciprocal ceiling, fancy. Which I've been bidding on the government auction sites, and I only for this roof, and I'm only missing it by like $500 or $1,000. So I could put a whole aircraft roof on here for like 6 or 8. So that's a 40 by 20 roof. All right, but I'm doing something fancy. You saw that Archimedes, Da Vinci's bridge. It's also called an Archimedes bridge. Okay, so right here is 20 feet. Where the steps are is where steps will go up to the top of the shipping container, which will have a poured roof. So there'll be conventional steps. Underneath me would be the guest bathroom. All right. So for head space and clearance of the stairwell coming down and the guest bathroom, I want the Archimedes bridge to come up and over it, and then I'll roof that Archimedes bridge, and on the two big sides I'll have a reciprocal ceiling. So, but today is just the Archimedes bridge. I'm going to gather some parts. I have some, I want to get parts that are already weathered, because I understand that I can spray that with a mixture of peroxide and maybe bleach and get it back to, you know, the normal cedar look. And then I'll clear coat that. That would save me a lot of time if I can harvest already shedded, fully standing cedars, because there's a lot of them out here, dead things that are dead already, right? Pull them down. So, but that's what I'm going to do, gather up the materials that I need. So I need 10 posts that make the arch, and then I need 8 of the ones that transect it that'll end up making the platform for the coyote fence, as well as the little sitting, I'm going to call it a pavilion on top, with a reciprocal ceiling on top of that. So I also will get reciprocal ceiling testing. Again, my whole deal is that will be like 1/2 scale, so I'm hoping it's 10 feet, the gap there. I didn't measure it when I did it, I just made sure my tractor fit, but I'm hoping it's 10 feet between the gap, so I can make this overhead at 1/2 scale. So I'll even pick smaller logs. I'll even, you know, everything will be all of the materials. The coyote fence will be the smaller coyote fence. The pumice stone will probably be the pumice stone. And then the concrete, if I decide I want 3 inches here on the bridge, I'm only going to put 1.5 inches. So it'll all be an analog for this distance. And then I can watch the wear and tear on the bridge and kind of get an idea of the wear and tear on this, but I'm hoping like 2 times the rate or something like that. And lastly, by putting a load on it with the little pergola that I'm going to build on the bridge, so it'll be a circle on top of the bridge, I'm putting additional load. And then, you know, I'll be walking, it'll have live loads that this ceiling won't have. So my goal is that I've got a better insight into the decay rate of the roof by looking at the bridge. That's the goal. So I'm not really doing landscaping, even though this is a landscaping, you know, the bridge is like a landscaping. I'm actually doing roof pilot testing. That's what I'm doing. All right, let's go get some materials. Alrighty, I'm back along one of the fire lines. I'm going to take all of the trees that have been dropped to the ground. Now, that's not a healthy state, right? When they hit the ground, they're kind of, you know, they start aging. So anyway, but I'm going to cut up 3-foot sections, which is the length of this saw. So I'm just going to eyeball it. And, you know, the roof will have big logs, but these I'm just going to go with smaller, you know, 4-inch, 5-inch logs. As I do this, because I'm doing an analog. Now, is that safe for me to walk across at 220 pounds? I don't know. But that's what I'm going to do, and if I have to tear it all down, I will. But, you know, I won't pour concrete and everything until I walk across it, and I'm satisfied that 4-inch logs hold my weight, and then some. But let me cut these out of the fire line. That's all I'm going to do. All right, 9 more like that. That's all I'm going to do, just 9 more. I'm going to go ahead and gather these all up too. These will be my coyote fence across. So that one, when it was pushed down, it splintered it, and so I'm not going to end up using that one, but I'll keep working here on this fire line. All right, cleaning up this fire line has been on my agenda for a while. I don't know how old this fire line is. I'm going to guess maybe between 5 and 8 years. I bought the property 3 years ago. So what I don't want to do is leave a bunch of this brush sit there so that when a fire jumps the fire line and hits that's got a lot of fuel. So when they're pushed down like this, a couple of things happen. They start immediately aging. These are cedars, but cedars, once they touch the ground, that's when you get all of the fungus growing in them, whatnot. Now, I'm doing this as a test. This isn't going inside my house. This is the material that I'm using for a bridge that, again, is an analog for my roof. So starting off with worst case scenario is fine with me. But I'm killing 2 birds with 1 stone here. I'm getting materials I need to test, and I'm also cleaning up this fire line that's been on my mind for a while. When trees are pushed down like this, quite frequently they twist apart as the bulldozers go through them. And they're not good for logging. All of the fibrous sinew has been disrupted, and the trees are shattered internally. So I'm picking through these. Not every one of them is a winner, even for the little bridge that I'm building. You know, not everyone's a winner.
the stack of brush there is so that I could come back with my fork truck and just fork into it and be done with it. I like this. The other thing is I'm not in tennis shoes. Those are actually steel-toed Skechers. So I'm wearing steel-toed. Oh, those are my steel-toed Crocs, actually. But I bought a bunch of steel-toed casual-looking shoes out here, but they're not. They're full steel-toed with steel plates on the bottom to keep the mosquito away. I'd make a good dent in this this brush. I really do. I cut holes into it. I see some big digs in it. They look too big to be armadillos. They almost look like fox or something. So, but I'll keep at this. The tree that's up in the sky, that one leaning, that one's probably still good for logging. It's when they touch the ground that they just start falling apart.
Well, that's a pretty good start, right, of, you know, my arch logs. I have to notch them and do that. And I don't know the little short sections. My thought is these are 3 foot, so 6 foot might be more appropriate for a roof. These are 4-inch diameter. I'll be using regular size logs. Lastly, by not sawing them, trees grow without stress, so they grow in such a way that they relieve the stress as they grow. And when you cut them into boards, that's when you inject stress, and that's when they warp. So by leaving things logs, they're much stronger and they're without internal stresses. So now I'm going to notch these so I can put logs in them, but I'm not going to timber them up. I'm not going to run them through the sawmill, so they're going to stay logs. Lastly, I picked old ones for several reasons. It's the worst case scenario. As I said, I'm doing this as an analog for my roof. So, you know, starting with them already on the ground, they've been there a couple of years, always a bad idea. But I'm going to start that way because this bridge doesn't matter. You know, I could pull it out in a few years if it totally falls apart. But also I want to spray them with the peroxide or bleach or whatever, you know, the home remedy is to turn gray back into cedar color. So when you look inside of these logs, as I've showed many a times, an old log, it's brand new. The inside's brand new. So, all right, let me go ahead and that's 10. I need 5 more. I'm not even going to bother recording you while I'm gathering them up. I'm going to put them all in the Ranger and haul them back. All right, I sort of kind of cleaned up this little spot in the fire line. I don't want a whole bunch of kindling there. So I'll pick all those up for my coyote fence. And there's some of my longer posts that I may or may not need. But I'm going to gather them up. And then there's still a big pile over there. All right, I'm going to dry fit this up, not in any particular fashion. Oh, all right. Too tired. Let's go lunch. Let's go to lunch. Get a cowboy hat and such. All right, so I have help today. Looky, Leah's here to help. So today what we're going to do, continue on with the roof bridge analog. So let's take a look. This is one with longer sticks, and Leah and I think that that's the way we'll do it. We also think I could build both ends at the same time and meet in the middle. Now we're going to do the same thing with the little sticks right here and see, but I think that the little sticks will be a higher arch, and I kind of want a lower arch, right, Leah? We'll build it here where it's flat, so just throw all the sticks over here. All right, so I'm going to put you on, well, while Leah and I talk, I'll leave you alone here and let you play through. Maybe something interesting will come up. Perfect.
Ow!
Perfect. My girl got hurt.
Dropped it too soon. Wood is heavy. Oh.
You know, I'm used to getting hurt, so.
No compassion. I just don't care that it hurt.
I've got scars and marks and bruises, and
I know, but you're supposed to.
I don't even know where they come from half the time.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me stir up Oh, you love her. I was gonna kiss you, but all right.
No, you're immediately back to work.
Well, yes, you're in the way of the camera. All they're seeing is your butt.
Nuh-uh, the camera is right there. I'm not anywhere in the camera.
Oh, you're not in the frame. Man, I'm just full of it. I should have saved every bale of hay that I've ever cut.
Why? For what?
Because then I would have had enough twine for this nonsense.
Oh, you have enough though, honey.
Probably.
Okay.
You know, this is a good test too, because I don't know how firm these need to be as we build them, right?
And you know what I was just thinking, because you just said that. Maybe they are not supposed to be bind, because when we lift and shift and lift and shift, they move.
They have to move a little. All of this is, but all that would have been good dialogue to have on the camera.
Okay, we'll
So
have
here
it
we
again.
go. So that's not where it belongs, right?
I was looking at a sample over here, and that's exactly how it looks to me.
The end is always under, and you unlashed it.
Because it's not tied. It wasn't long enough.
All right. So this is a two-person job.
Yes.
So I pick up the end, right? And then you stick that piece in, and then you stick that piece in,
Yes.
and then I'll tie it.
And then, so I could be this piece. We don't.
Yeah, or a piece. All right.
See?
All right. So that, and this next piece is the piece where I do it, and it all
Pick
falls
it up again,
apart.
because it's kind of crooked.
Nope. It's staying right where it is. Staying right where it is. I don't need perfection. I just want to get this done.
But we do need perfection to get it done right. So we do.
Nope. We don't.
So lift these.
No. I do lifting, you do sticking. All right. So I'm going to lift, and you're going to put it under both of those like that.
Okay.
All right.
What's your foot? Okay.
All right. And see, that's why I think the zip ties will be good. One more.
Okay. So that you're going to lift both of
Lift
these.
and it'll go up and under.
Uh-huh.
And then we'll step back and we'll take an appraisal, right? All right, without lashing it, I'm going to pick up that one.
Yep.
And you'll
I gotta
stick
go
it under.
all the way under.
All right.
All the way up more.
Yeah. Or, yeah. See how much you have to go? That's right. I could tell right now that we probably don't need to go any farther with the short one.
Yep. Okay.
Now pull them out.
Yeah.
While I drop it, keep pulling. Keep pulling. All right, so look at that. That's not working for us at all.
There.
So a couple of different things.
There.
They do need to be lashed while we go. This is it. Okay, you know what? But on the little Tonkas, they've got notches, right?
Yes.
And they rest in a notch. Okay. I'm breathing hard. You breathing hard?
Mm-mm.
Listen, as if we would do the next one and up, this thing's super steep.
I think we need the longer piece.
Uh-huh.
More success.
Well, you could just see, you know, that it's not going to work the same, right? Indeed.
Well,
If
and
we
then-
put another one and went up, this thing would be a real pronounced arch. Now, that would be great if you were making like a culvert or something like that, but we're making a bridge.
Well,
So-
I think they need to be all more the same size too.
Well, yes.
That would definitely make a difference.
But that's because I cut them with all of the bigger, thicker ones were supposed to be this way, and the smaller ones were
So what I'm
supposed to go
saying is
this way.
maybe we can get ones that are cut more like this. I think it'll be easier to work with.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yes.
Let's real quick rebuild this one for the camera. That's we pirated from it. And this one we didn't even have to tie off, right?
No, because it's longer and it's better.
Right.
Well, I sure appreciate Leah coming out and helping me do this work. And, you know, it's good to take something from theoretical to actually building it in the field. You know, this is a lot of insights being gathered by Leah and myself that wasn't intuitively obvious when you have a little model that's stiff, and, you know, the model doesn't represent the dynamics of the motion of timbers in the air. But definitely, you can see that the longer frame bridge is better. So this means that I have to go get more material.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Workable. So much more work.
All right. So in the video, you probably couldn't see us. The little short ones, the shorter is the steeper the angle and the harder the work, right? Now, none of these they're supposed to have notches in them where they rest in a notch, and that will help hold them together. We didn't, I just wanted to lash them. The longer ones were so much easier to handle.
Yes.
They dropped in. They aren't even lashed, and they just have better gravitational pressure,
Yeah, you can
and it's
tell.
more like it.
See?
Yeah, the
This
next
is
one would be that
wobbly.
one. Ooh, look how strong you were.
And then this one, look at this one. This is better. See?
Yeah. Yeah, looks more like that bridge anyway.
Yeah.
And it'll
This
be
one.
just a lot easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right, perfect. And then we'll steal some shorties out of that so I don't have to cut any shorties. So a shorty on the end, shorty on the end.
So I like this shorty, this shorty, and that one. The other one seemed too thin to me.
And
Like
then
you
when
said.
we, when I end up putting screws in it, when it's ready, I'll screw the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping I could build the whole bridge and scoop it up with the tractor and just drive it over and set it in. And I don't know.
If it's screwed together, maybe.
Maybe
That-
screwed and
if-
lashed.
Just the way the tractor is with the ground and it's shaky, I could only see you just doing that one bump and it falling over.
Well, the reason why I want to build it like this is because how do I build it when I'm 20 feet in the air?
No, I know. All I'm saying is the tractor might fall off the tractor unless you tie it down.
All right, so Leah and I have decided that this is the perfect log.
Yep.
And we're going to set that aside. We're going to lay out all the logs. Look at her go. We're going to cut everything to that one. So we're going to leave that one for just a minute. Tote that barge. Lift that bale, woman.
We have things to do today. We got to get done.
Oh.
Plenty to do.
Oh.
I'm not messing around.
Oh. All right, well, hold on just a second.
Yeah, I just wanted to clear room.
So,
Personally, I think this needs to go up a little and then we go in.
if I pick that up, that's going to just roll off. So I can't just pick that up without making it right.
Okay, so maybe hold. hold that and I'll pick up over here because now it's not even.
I hear you. They're like pixie sticks. When you move one and drag it, you just pull the other one. Okay. So that looks like if I...
So if I hold this, could you lift this and then...
No, but I think we're ready to officially have me wire tie those.
No, I think we need to get this one
Or
in first.
carve the notches, one or the other. Let's do this end, and then we'll look in the middle. Well, we don't know how far the middle is, do we?
We can't. So...
Well, yeah, we do. We know how
Here,
far. Hold on, don't pick anything up. Let's just lay it out like this. See what I'm doing? I'm just going to lay it out from this point forward. So that would go under and over. So
I think we could do it under and over. Look, let me just hear me out. If we took this and went under this way, you see what I mean? We could like take that off.
I don't want to pick it up. I want to lay it out.
No, I know, but I was going to show you it could be an easy if we. Okay.
If I do the notches, it'll help us. That's what I'm looking for. Oh, I wonder if I could use that as a holder. It likes that. We're missing a set of two.
We have plenty of wood, though.
We do, yeah. Because it'll come up, right, which will pull the ends in. And I think I need one more.
We have 2 little ones, 4 big ones, and then little ones over here.
Yeah, I think we do have enough wood. I think I need 2 more long ones like that, and I do have fence posts out there that would fit, that are already cut. And then we're done. Then I'm ready to start. I would notch that one, I would notch that one, for sure. I would strap it, put it up on a block or something, and we would just start building it. You know, it's funny how complex simple things are, right? Okay, my saw needs to be sharpened. We need lunch. Let's call this a break because we need more materials. We've gathered a lot. All right, so Leah and I have been working on the model, and what we've decided is the 3 is the right answer, and to avoid doing the pavilion and all of the fancy stuff, it's not going to work, especially on that little area. Just a bridge, but the bridge will model the roof. It'll have the concrete and whatnot. So we tried additional, making it longer, bigger, the pavilion part, and this is the most sensible appearance. And then as far as the reciprocal ceiling test, I will do that where in the sawmill. So I'll spend my time creating a sawmill / garage that'll include all these components. So that's our thought, and it's getting late in the day, and we've had other things to do. Tomorrow we'll be busy, so I don't know when we'll return back to the bridge. I might return back to it all by myself. Don't know.